Leaders who take on meditation are becoming single point focused, are developing great friendships with teams, becoming growth minded, so creating things.
Meditation is miraculous. So meditation is the only method by which we can make individuals responsible. A meditator gives out positive vibrations. If I can heal myself out of my own mental anxiety and physical illnesses, that is because of the positive vibrations. Meditation, yes, it's very important for our own peace of mind, health, physical health, mental health, spiritual health, relationships, families live in harmony.
I was looking for opportunities to embrace life differently, and I think meditation gave me that opportunity. I had this sense of wanting to experience things in a different way.
I've been practicing meditation for about a year with the CEO Quantum Foundation, and I've seen a lot of great enrichment in the sense my own personal life. I've become much more patient, able to handle ups and downs of life, which we all go through much more easily, be less reactive and be much more proactive and be prepared in life.
Bringing them together has enabled them to form a sense of team. And so a lot of the feedback that I've been getting from many of our leaders and resources, and they say, this was one of the best. I can't wait for the next monthly session because they feel energized, they feel empowered. And so I think that's the power of just 15 minutes of a meditation session.
I was able to lower my stress. I've been getting good night's sleep. I'm more self-aware. Now I can respond more and react less.
Good morning, friends. A happy evening. A warm welcome to all of you. We've been learning what emotional intelligence is all about. We have seen 2 of the 5 pillars of emotional intelligence in yesterday's session, right? So according to Simply Learn, there is an institute typically focusing on training and especially technical skills, right? So according to its research, on an average, we spend around 9,000 hours during our lifetime, the number of hours we spend. And when we are at workplace, right, we have to deal with different types of people. So an interesting thing, especially in the 21st century, if you see, especially in the workplace, the more technology we have in this digital age, the more we are automating things, the more we are trusting on machines to take our human activities, more we realize the importance of emotions, if you have noticed. That's the need of the hour today. More specifically, the more we recognize the importance of emotional intelligence, right? We are recognizing it more and more now. So when we look at emotional intelligence, especially in the workspace, it will help us in building stronger relationships with peers, colleagues, and vendors, clients, etc. You achieve more, you are more productive, right? You are less stress prone, you act on your intentions, you're very self-expressive. Yes. So it all, at least when I look at emotional intelligence, for me, it helped me to look at better teamwork. It can help me deal with changes. No, I don't have to really get upset about changes. It helps me deal with the changes, and it's more or less, it's a very essential people skill of late. Yeah. So we are learning, we have learned 2 pillars out of 5. We have learned yesterday too. We will learn further. And yes, how meditation is really impacting this particular sphere of life. We all have to experience it. And one day we will definitely make an announcement that, okay, yes, this is where I was and this is where I am today. Yeah. With that note, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Madam. Happy evening, dear friends and masters. Great morning and wonderful afternoon. I was talking to my daughter last night. We were having a long call. How
He is smart. She does meditation regularly, and then she does take decisions. And how emotions trigger thoughts, and so then how we go on our old thought patterns to create more of the situations. She's looking to move from Oxford to London downtown. And so, she's looking out for some studios and stuff. So when we look for stuff and then we expect that things are happening, and so you go and then you talk to people or the landlords, and then you realize that it is not what you expect. And it happened 2-3 times for her in the last 2-3 weeks. And so when things don't happen the way you thought, and then there is a switch, immediately we sort of come to the conclusion pretty quickly. There is a resistance to things that are not happening the way you expect. And so then we switch to a thought based on that emotion that, okay, this is not happening. Just with 2-3 times, we switch to a thought that this is not happening. And so then we go on saying that this is not happening, this takes time, and it's difficult. We go on saying that, not realizing that we are creating that again, a similar situation for the next iteration. That we're going to potentially see one more, and then where we're going to get a similar experience back again. While for a visualization, you are positive, you are able to think clearly and positively there. But this thought that it doesn't happen, it's not that easy to find within your parameters, it doesn't happen. The thought comes because there is an emotion that is holding it. The emotion, it drives the thought pretty quickly before you realize it. That emotion that plays here that you've gone to go and then look for a room, it didn't happen. So again, you spend 2-3 hours and come back not having achieved what you wanted. So then you feel low. So there is a feeling of emotion which sort of overshadows that positivity that you've had. And so then that thinking feeling loop kicks in. So the same person in the morning would have visualized and positively, but then when you're actually doing it where the emotion is involved physically, and so it's overshadowing it. So we went about conversation, trying to remind ourselves that how important it is to stay on top of what we're looking for, no matter what the underground reality is. It's all in the thought, it's all in the training of thought. That because everything is created through the thought. So how impeccable we need to be, how much aware we need to be particularly when we experience something with emotion. We are going through an event, and where the event is not in our favor. And so then easy to get overshadowed by that emotion to produce a thought that is also not in favor. It's easy then. It is one thing to wake up, or it's one thing during a lunchtime or dinner time, or where you have a little bit of free time. We are suddenly thinking about, that things are not happening for me. It's one thing to catch a thought then, but it's another thing to catch a thought when you're going through an emotional experience, to catch those negative thoughts that time. This is where a lot of times we introduce new negative situations, because while we are going through an emotional event physically, through sensory perceptions, we need to be a lot more aware, a lot more alert. We express emotion in that moment, but we got to recover from that emotion pretty quickly. Otherwise, it's going to lead to a bunch of thoughts that are going to produce similar emotion again. And so we express emotion because we are a being of experiences that only can be expressed through emotion. So we must express emotion of, hey, okay, it didn't go right. So yes, I feel like, getting frustrated a little bit, express it. but how quickly can I recover from it? And so then I forget about it and move on to the next one. It requires training. It requires more alertness, more awareness. Acceptance is where we have to get to. Acceptance of everything that's coming to. We have to develop a lot of acceptance around situations that are happening to us. Independent of having awareness, of becoming aware in that moment, but I think there is something larger that plays is that if we slowly develop the notion of acceptance of what is coming to me is always happening for my best. When you keep drilling that kind of new model of creation, new model of operation, belief for us that what is coming to me is always happening for my best. And we start having that kind of belief that is being implanted. And so that helps in any situation to bring about as a positive thought that can come up and say, hey, it's okay, what happens is still to your best, which can help us to recover faster. That acceptance can come by studying more or connecting all our dots in our life to say every time we thought things are not going right, just look back and say, what has happened that time? What has it caused me to? And every time you'll find a way that, hey, because of that, I moved up 1 more inch. Because of this event, I changed there. Because of that event, I further went up. And you will find and connect dots. And only to find that every time something happened, you became better and stronger. So that'll give us the more strength to accept, develop that ability to create that new belief that things that happen to me anytime are always happening for my good. On one side. Thoughts might create my reality is something that we keep experimenting to imprint to ourselves that, okay, if something happened because I must have screwed up before, in thinking about it, it is okay. Now I can change it because it's in my hand. Is another way that we come to a better understanding that whatever is happening for my best. But that is something that we work towards so that our recovery, when there is an event happens, is faster. So talking about emotional intelligence, awareness, we said, is the key foundation to be able to provide a different response as soon as we can. Once we are aware of it, then we have an opportunity to change the response. And then expression. So awareness is making us confident. Awareness is making us emit a positive response. That means a vibration is changing. And so as a vibration is changing, so we also start receiving better response back from people because we are now more calm, more peaceful, more patient. And so then naturally that is a vibration we receive in return from people. In terms of appreciation, in terms of something positivity. So that is happening. So we start feeling good about us. We start feeling happy. We are becoming confident and we start feeling happy. And awareness is also helping us to be less judgmental, less critical about ourselves. So we extend our self-love more. 3 things that happen pretty quickly when we develop an awareness and emotion, because we change our emotional response. And so these happen. We become more loving to ourselves. We start being more happy and more confident. And so with that, we are moving in. We start finding our participation back. We participate back into the groups and communities where we're otherwise isolating. Not wanting to go to the big events, not wanting to go to the dining table when the whole family is there. Always finding ways to avoid. But now we go back and participate. That's the beginning of claiming things that you thought otherwise cannot be done, because then it requires always approval of the group. So then with self-expression, because we have nothing to lose, you're happy already, you don't have to manage people. So then we start becoming more expressive. And so we have nothing to lose, so we start being more truthful. We express, we gain the strength to express what we feel like. And the nature of our soul is always to move you towards truth and honesty. It's always that way. By the default nature is that. It takes time for it to lie or ignore, but it is always trying to make whatever, because that's what you feel. Hey, somebody is not doing it right. Before, to manage people, you don't bother about it. But now, you are affected in the company, the person is affected, the company is affected because you're doing a project, group project, and then you no longer ignore it. You no longer ignore it. You no longer have to manage the other person because your intentions have changed. You're already happy. You don't need somebody else to come and then tell you something extra. So your intention is to give that happiness to others. So anyway, so you're looking at and saying, I cannot ignore it. You have nothing to lose. And so no management. So you cannot ignore your feelings. Your feelings are coming up and say, hey, go and then speak up. Things are not right, get it right, set up. So that everybody benefits. You become truthful. The self-expression is become clearer. We become truthful. More integral. We express, so we claim what we love. And so we become more happy. This is what we learned. So it's about our individually, we are getting better. So let's go do our meditation once again and then discuss the remaining 3 aspects of emotional intelligence, post-meditation. Relax yourself, dear friends. We are practicing breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is to empty the mind from this presentation. You're practicing breath mindfulness meditation. As you see in the picture, you sit in the chair on the floor, cross-legged, fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap, eyes closed, we observe your breath. So today's meditation, we're going to go longer in just breath mindfulness meditation. We will skip heart elevation segment. I just want us to go deeper, longer in this. So we're going to start this meditation. And when you observe your breath, we go into various meditative states. Either it's empty state, it's an experience of sensation state, that we're experiencing something involuntarily. We are potentially going into sleep, or we're going into a trance state where we're not aware of ourselves. All our meditative states we go in. But when you're observing the breath slowly, you may also go into a thought state where you're thinking. Anytime you know that you're thinking, your attention back to the breath. And again, observe and again, slowly go into any of the meditative states. If you are in the thought, bring your attention back to the breath, dear friends, and again, observe the breath slowly. The breath is taking us to, transporting us to a state of meditation, right? Relax yourself, sit comfortably with your eyes closed, relax your body. Dear friends, with your eyes closed, specs removed, your fingers into fingers, resting your hands comfortably in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are going into powerful group meditation. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. And allow yourself to experience emptiness. Or a sensation of energy inside of you, all around you. As you observe your breath, slowly, slowly, our thoughts may become lesser. As our mind is becoming empty of thought, allow yourself to experience that emptiness, that energy. as our mind is becoming empty, we channelize all the liberated energy into the generous present moment. We allow our body to function at its natural best. Allow yourself to merge into your in-breath and the out-breath. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness, where there's no body, where there's no thing. we are less matter, more emptiness and energy. All emptiness is energy, that unlimited quantum field. the longer you stay aware of this emptiness and energy, the more you receive from it. Merge into this emptiness, that blackness, that void. Allow yourself to merge into the emptiness of yourself. Your divine self, that quantum consciousness. Friends, express gratitude to all things and everybody. To your parents, your teachers, your mentors, family, friends, colleagues, everybody. To the grand nature, to everything you use, to yourself and to this intelligent universe. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Recollect your experiences from the session. Whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then you may open your eyes. Okay, friends. Hope you enjoyed the session. We are experimenting. We must be able to meditate without any music at all. No guidance. All kinds of potential musics. even with a lot of noise. That's where we go. Our idea is that we must, breath is our master. And only with the breath we are able to be there, no matter what situation, which place, where we are, whether it's people, no people, whether we have technology, no technology, but breath is there with us. So if we train ourselves enough to be with our breath, then we are good. Independent of anything in the world, we can just be with ourselves. So let me bring up this week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. We're discussing these concepts a little more, post-meditation. So let's understand and then complete the most important aspect of our life experiences after spiritual intelligence, which we're going to learn next week. Spiritual intelligence gives us a big picture. Emotional intelligence is helping us to experience. We know it. Emotions are about experience. Thoughts are about creation. Emotions are about experience. Spiritual intelligence is about right creation. Physical health is just a byproduct because required to keep the body fit to experience. So we understood self-awareness, self-expression. So in awareness, we are moving from reaction to response. When we have self-awareness, we're moving away from reaction, knee-jerk reaction, we call them. So we no longer just react, but we move to response. The key points in self-expression is that managing situations and people, we are being more integral, more honest, more truthful. Managing means that we're not truthful to ourselves. We are putting a show, drama. Self-expression is leading to deeper satisfaction because we are being truthful. We're not sweeping things under the carpet. We no longer have to present duality. Say something, do something else. Expression means being pure. Expression means purity of thought, word, and action. Three things are there. In Sanskrit, it's called Trikarana Shuddhi. That means all these things have to become aligned. If they're aligned, if Shuddhi is there, that means they're pure, then we get Trikarana Siddhi, so we get the power. The aligning of thoughts, words, and deeds to one. So no duality, saying something, doing something else, thinking something, saying something else. We don't do that. Self-expression. This is possible when we align, we're able to express the truth. So dear friends, when we are able to express, and then we start getting what we love to do. So when you start getting what you love to do, so a few things that are happening to our personality. One, when I say, what is that you start getting what you love to do? You always like to be in a new area of work. You've been bored of creating things. You love the salespeople going and traveling and then being in front of the customers. So you go to your managers, your HR, and say, I would like to change your roles. You muster the courage. You couldn't do it at office. You couldn't tell your family to say, because they always said, hey, if you start traveling, then who's going to take care of all these responsibilities? All of those. And so in the name of responsibility, in the name of this and that, you sacrificed what you wanted to do, what you really wanted. You delayed it, you postponed it. So now that is coming up more clearly, more strongly. So start expressing to family, to them, and say, you know what, I got to travel. I love it. Let me do this. So when we like what we do, then we are a lot more happy. I mean, when we are doing what we like, meaning we are asking for whatever that we're deeply interested, when we start doing what we like, so that habits, our passion start coming into play now. And so then we start giving time to them. We've seen it. Many meditators go back and then start executing the passions. My music, my nonprofit service, my photography, my bird interest, my nature interest. I may be working on a job which is giving me more money, but I may not really be happy about it, but I held on to it because of various pressures around. Friends are having that, so I also should have. My family is telling me, so I should do it. What says what you really like, maybe something else, it pays you less, but at least you take up now. So when we do that, dear friends, we are deeply happy because we are aligned to what we like. As we're deeply happy, so then one important switch is happening. The switch is that when you are happy with something in your day and that week, because you have something to look for. Earlier, it's boring, there's nothing to look for. Now, when you have something to look for every day, then you're waking up and looking for that. You are excited that, no, yes, you are practicing on your music. You're excited that you are doing your travels back, you're excited. So when you are excited, then you have something to look for. And so you start going back, you start doing things that everything else, the rest of the day doesn't matter. The rest of the day is okay, you accept it. You look forward to go back to office because you already are expressed what you want to do. And then you moved, you got it, you moved into it. You look forward to going back. Even if it is 2 hours a day, you're doing something that you really like to do. And so the rest of 6 or 8 hours becomes non-issue. Earlier, they were challenged. You're just not interested. But now you are there. You're happy. You're interested. You're interested to do other things. You no longer crib about them. We are happy about it. So which means, dear friends, slowly from what we doing what we love, slowly, we recognize and we start liking what we do because we have enough of doing what we love till we start changing it to liking what we do. It's going to happen. Because you're happy with it, so you don't have any more compliance. The daily cooking at home, which we thought as, why do we have to do all the time? That as a household chore, it becomes normal because you already added some time for yourself for painting or to go out and do the teaching for a couple of hours. Something that you're doing, you feel gives you the satisfaction. As the rest of the day becomes easy to maneuver. So then you are happily going through it. On one side, you're able to take that work, and then another side, also another understanding coming that whatever that I'm going through today is my creation. My thoughts have got me into the current situation. You start reflecting upon it. Because when you do anything with interest, you start reflecting upon it and say, why am I doing this? If I don't like, then I can easily switch. At least I have that option. I can switch. But however, you'll also start thinking, if something came to me, there must be a reason. So let me take that. A lot of this thoughts create reality plays in many directions for us. If something came to me, there must be a reason. So let me take that and look at to see what is that I'm going to learn here. The understanding that whatever I need, I can always change with my thoughts. So with that understanding, dear friends, we will have a switch or a period of time that we start liking whatever that is coming in our way. So we do, because we recognize that everything is an experience and everything can be changed if I want to. And you're going to apply your energy towards only those things that are really meaningful to you, and rest of it you don't want to change. It doesn't matter. I do daily cooking, or I go and then every day spend about 4 hours doing reporting in my office, work on reports. I'm okay. As long as my rest of the 4 hours, I'm able to fill with things that are really important. So put your energy on them to change, and rest of them don't change. Instead, you're happy to accept them. And so that's what we call love what you do. So from doing and asking what we really want to experience to you start liking whatever that is coming your way, a way of a master. You don't discriminate basically any experience. You are okay to go through any experience. Important. It's not only liking whatever that we want to have, but things that are coming in a way that we may not want to have, but you start liking them. We develop that equanimity towards experience. Yoga samatvam uchyate means that we gain balance and equanimity to everything that happens. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. Because now we're interested about our day, which means what? We put our attention to it. Where you place your attention, there you place your energy. So dear friends, so when we are interested, so it means we're putting our attention to it. We're more mindful of it. And so then naturally our energy is there. So naturally we go and perform with enough detail. So we gain excellence. We start doing everything well. No mundane task, no routine tasks at all. That goes away. The same accounting job, the same reporting job, the same testing job, which was boring for us before, it becomes, starts becoming interesting because you're putting your energy to it. There is enough of the stuff, good stuff going on for you. And so then you start becoming creative. It's going to happen. Meaning you're going to do it differently. We must break all the routines, dear friends. Routine stuff should never be done. A lot of people fix a lot of schedule. Everything is scheduled. 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Schedule. There's routine stuff. It's just very suffocating. It says, think about it. Make some deviations. Allow for room to happen. Allow the deviations to happen. When you allow deviation to happen, then you start potentially seeing new people. For example, if you go every day walking 6 o'clock, change it to 7 and see, you might meet new people then. Look to change, very. One day sleep early, wake up at 2 o'clock and meditate, see what happens. Experiment, different things. No, 10 o'clock is my bedtime, so I must sleep no matter what, 10 o'clock. Those things will not be there. We sleep only when we feel like sleeping. Sleep when you feel sleepy. That anyway is there. But we also actually experiment. So when we are doing, dear friends, this phase is inspiration. Why inspiration? Because you're no longer compliant. You are going detail-oriented, so you're producing greater work with variance and newness. So naturally, people are wondering, how are you able to stay so calm? How are you able to now become very good in what you're doing, peaceful, and you don't complain, and then you are able to deliver in time, or you are not necessarily coming back asking for extra time, and you are proactive. Many things are happening. So we become manager's delight. We become more self-accountable because we love what we're doing. So naturally we become accountable. When we like what we do, nobody needs to come and tell us what to do because we're so interested, we'll do it. So dear friends, then we give inspiration to others. When do we give inspiration to others? When you're happy, and then whatever you do, you're doing it good in a way that is gaining praise and other things. So naturally, you are inspiration to others. And so people start making note of us. People start wanting to become friends with us. Where the good books of the managers delight, right? Because you're quietly going about doing things at home or there without necessarily complaining as we were doing before. So the complaints and judgments drop. For a meditator, sooner or later the complaints and judgments drop. So dear friends, and with that understanding, we are becoming empathetic. This is going to happen. When we develop more and more knowledge, spiritual intelligence, we move away from sympathy to empathy. The quality changes. There is no injustice and tragedy. Richard Bach. This must be really explored, friends. When we recognize there is no injustice and tragedy, then we start seeing experience as experience, but not as a positive experience or negative experience. Eventually, you're going to go there. No positive, negative, it's all experience. Empathy is to understand that everybody has a challenge like me. I had gone through some tough situations in my past. So if somebody is coming late to office or late to meetings, or not able to deliver on time, or was wanting some extra time, then we become empathetic. So we consider it. We consider it and say, okay, so maybe they had a challenge at home. Maybe they wanted to try something different. Maybe, they look to shortcut here because something big is they're foreseeing. And so there must be a reason. So let us understand it. And so then we start trying to understand their point of view. Now, always when you understand somebody else's point of view, suddenly we know that there is a good reason why they behaved that way that day. A person who is coming to, let's say, 2 times a week, every day they come to office late. Now, if a non-empathetic manager is only worried about, the schedule and delivery, is judging just based on that. Hey, you come twice a week late. What's going on? You don't even ask. Doesn't want to listen. What is the challenge? And so say, how can you come late? Come on, we have such an important schedule. And so this is how the conversation would go. They may say, sir, I have some challenge. But personal challenge, we all are managing. Why can't you manage a personal challenge before you even go into it? This is how the dialogue goes. You manage your challenges. A person who is empathetic and sitting down and asking, okay, tell me. Now, for all you know, the person may be battling the health of his or her parents. Or something else. Maybe the child is not in line, and so then having to give extra attention those days, and so they're spending that extra time. Various reasons. Empathetic is to truly care. I know when we are very, very target-oriented, goal-oriented, we are less empathetic, and so then even though we are told by the HR to listen to them, we listen to them, but then we come back and say afterwards we are biased. Oh, this guy has got personal problems, now I'm going to get affected. In front of him, we say, okay, fine, I understand it, fine. You come late, what to do? But then you come off the meeting and say, oh, he's going to come at least 2 times a week late, and so it's going to impact me. All these personal problems are there. They have to manage. I don't know why they bring it here. Is everything? That's not being pure. That's not empathetic. Empathy is truly care. And so, dear friends, a meditator, as we understand that everybody has a challenge or the other, but everybody has equal potential. And so then they consider to others with a firm belief and understanding that they can catch up, they can come back and contribute, if not now, tomorrow. They will. They will. Their frame of horizon is much longer. It's not a very short-term focus. The frame of horizon is longer. They invest in people. genuinely care for people, that's called empathy. Because these are coming from an understanding that everybody is equally potential and everybody is connected, everybody has their own experience that they're going through. So naturally, dear friends, a meditator is looking to genuinely help others. So when we are empathetic like this, then a few things that are happening are that creativity breeds, because you allow people to fail, you allow people to experience different things. So they are daring to do things for you. They will do things differently that you are allowing them, you consider it. Whereas today I like that reporting system that I'm so bored of and I want to just try something different. It might fail, it might not work right. But you ask, hey, how come you got a different report? What's the channel? What's up? You at least ask the question rather than just saying, why we can't even deliver the same report? You ask the question, you understand, oh, okay. So he wants to have some different experience. So that's why he's trying. Fine. You get through it, dear friends. So what is it for me to what's in it for others is the fundamental response that changes. The switch is going to happen to us. They're all switches, before and after. And so when we are empathetic and when we are considerate, we become really, really very charismatic. People really come, confide in us. They want to come take counseling from you because very considerate. They come and talk about their challenges. They are wanting solutions. Listening is, you develop a lot of listening skills. Listening is half problem solved, you know that. And we can listen with our team members, with our family members, just listening it out, half the problem is resolved for them. So we develop that. Empathy means having that listening skill to support them. And so many will come towards us. So that's when we also naturally develop the ability to socialize more and then take initiatives. We're no longer one person, we are a group, naturally drawn by our energy to a set of people who want to move with you and experience something bigger, larger. So we, from a follower before, simply doing things what others have asked us to do, we become a leader. We take initiative. At work, we look at how to improve things. Or we look at how we can go out for a team outing. Many things you start doing just to have a better experience. It's going to happen. Every meditator will have to turn and become a leader. Because the natural tendency of us, we are a social being, that because we're very connected, that connection that normally that we are preferring originally to be with only with the hang out with the true friends or with our family members extends significantly. Just the way we've seen it here. The natural connection, because we feel connection every day in our meditation. So we feel like expanding that connection in our wakeful time to everybody. And so we take initiatives, we want to socialize. Earlier, go for a movie with two friends, but now you invite everybody. Hey guys, let's go together. You want to be in the company of all. So of course, then we're creating many bigger things for ourselves, for others. Initiatives, socializing, follow to lead. So dear friends, emotional intelligence means that building up qualities in all of them. Becoming a leader, taking care of others, being truthful, accept what is coming in your way in a genuinely showing interest, and then excelling in everything that you do, basically. And then being more thoughtful, response-oriented versus knee-jerk reaction-oriented. So all of that is happening. And so then we have a good time, I guess, with all people around. Thank you very much for understanding. The reason many people are successful at workplace, even introducing meditation is because they are now finding a greater emotional balance. And so people listen to us naturally, right? Because what we say doesn't matter. What you behave, how you behave matters, because you're seeing is believing. So people see you. That change is there. And so they say, yes, whatever you're doing, I must implement it. So it's only a step away from asking. When we ask, it's definitely going to be implemented in our workplaces, wherever you are. We start to open up and ask. That's how I was able to significantly get mindfulness meditation introduced into IBM, into many employees, by just asking, by just talking about it actively at the leadership level. Yes, Lakshmi Madam.
What you have spoken, at least for the last on the three other pillars, it's quite obvious that we encounter that situation in everyday's life, especially on a working front. Definitely, yes. How we empathize. Of course, at a personal front, it's a different story, but in a working environment, how do we empathize with our team members? Definitely, it's making a huge difference when we are implementing that, right? So yes, there are occasions where we lose that balance, and again we are mindful of it, and we correct ourselves. That happens. At least in my case, it happened a lot of times, and not being non-judgmental about a person from a team, especially, it really helped me a lot. Yeah. Yes, sir. So one announcement. This is regarding the physical advanced meditation and manifestation retreat that is happening from March 1st to March 5th. This is a physical event and campus event in Pyramid Valley International near Bangalore. So whoever wants to really experience the serenity of a powerful pace, number one. Number two, being in the company of like-minded people, number two. And third is about how we have learned manifestation, but if you want to really get into it, learn more, get into the depth of it more and more, be practical, create your own visualization, create your own whatever you have learned in manifestation, visualization techniques, whatever you have talked about, your goals and all, you physically do it. I have been there, I have enjoyed it. The serenity, the what do you call, the environment in Pyramid Valley is really wonderful. So it is happening, it is a physical event happening between March 1st and 5th. So I request you, all of you, to register and be a part of it.
Madam. Do formal closing and then you take I think there's some questions, you can answer that in the chat.
Yes, yeah. Is it available online? No, it is a physical event happening at Pyramid Valley International. Chandra sir, what is the difference between responding and reacting?
Please answer.
Okay. See, when I'm responding, first is I am very mindful of what I'm doing. That's first for me. And I am not attaching any emotion to it at that first place. I am very attentive, very mindful of what the other person is saying and what is that. Since I am clear of what I am answering, there is no emotion of anger or being upset or being frustrated is there when I'm responding. When I'm reacting, first, I'm not mindful of it, right? I'm just trying to answer the other person without being mindful of what I'm doing or what I'm speaking. Number one. Number two, there is some sort of an emotion that gets attached. I get upset, I get emotional, I get, either it could be anger or frustration or, I may cry also. All this is something responding for me. It's a knee-jerk reaction that I do. So that is the difference between responding and reaction for me. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, friends, for joining. And we'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 again. What's the time now? 7 o'clock.
7.
Yeah.
So someone is asking, is there any workshop in Mumbai?
Okay, so March, no, there are no workshops per se, but we'll have some intro sessions sometime in March. I'm visiting Pune. Not finalized yet about Bombay, but it'll be in Pune for an intro sessions or two. A few intro sessions we will do, mainly to meet some of the masters there. But these multi-day workshops are not yet there yet.
That's it, sir. No other questions here.
Okay.
Pune dates are not yet published.
See,
Here.
we're around that 8, 9, 10, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, around there, March 8, 9, 10, I think. Those are the dates for Pune. Okay. Friday and Saturday for sure is what I'm planning to be in Pune, and Sunday, that 10th maybe, is engaged, could be in Bombay. Okay.
Any plan for Kathmandu?
Kathmandu, you invite us. You organize classes and we'll come. We
Any-
organize classes. We will come.
Any workshop in Hyderabad? Okay, Shrikant said manifest. Any workshop in Hyderabad?
Yes, anyway, so just follow we'll look at right now, nothing planned in Hyderabad. Yeah, not until June maybe. So yeah, just look at our websites. Next one is Pyramid Valley, and there may be one in Vizag in Telugu towards the end of February. Not sure. We have one in Dubai end of March, and then one in London sometime in April. And so that's right now current schedule. Okay. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.
Sir.
Is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Peace fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love.
Little Master.
Through the healing process, I allow spirit to do what it does. God fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive with love. I relax into the healing process. I allow spirit to do what it does. Joy fills every spirit to do what it does.
All healing energy.
Fills every cell in my body. Every cell is alive